How to break a bad habit. Now, this is something people try for many years and many times to do, but fail. And really the only simplest and of course the most effective way to break a bad habit is to simply replace that habit with a better one as soon as the desire for that habit comes up. And to do this, you have to be self-aware. Aware for when that desire pops into your head. Because if you're unaware and simply start the bad habit without even thinking, you are not going to be able to eliminate that bad habit. So that awareness, as soon as the desire pops into your head, is going to be absolutely vital for getting rid of the bad habit. Important to keep in mind too, that it is just a desire. You have complete control and power over what you do. It's not something you have to do, and you are not controlled by it. So what I'd recommend, as soon as that desire pops into your head, is to simply ask yourself this question first. And that question is, what do you want more? The desire that's just popped into your head that you want right now, or the life that you eventually want to live? Then, once you have asked yourself that question, you need to perform an action to replace that bad habit. Now, the action you're going to perform is going to depend on who you are and the habit you are trying to replace. I found that the simplest and most effective action that you can perform is simply doing 10 or 20 push-ups as soon as that desire pops into your head. Or anything that gets your mind off the desire that's currently in your head and onto your body and your muscles is a fantastic way of distracting yourself and completely changing your desire. But again, this just does depend on the habit you're trying to replace. And now I'm going to go through a few habits which I've helped a lot of people overcome and change into good ones, and habits which most people who want to be successful in any area really need to develop. And the first habit I'll talk about is the inability to focus on one thing. So if you tend to multitask a lot, try this. Firstly, your inability to focus on one thing is almost like a muscle that you need to train and strengthen. If you do struggle with this at the minute, then so far in your life you've almost trained yourself to chase every distraction that pops into your head. Basically, feeding every desire that pops into your head at that moment and not being able to focus is really stopping you from getting what you need to get done. So focusing on one thing at a time is all about getting rid of every distraction and just focusing. Just like when you do bicep curls, you're strengthening your biceps, you need to strengthen your focus muscle. And here's how you do it. Firstly, remove any distraction. So your phone, put that somewhere else if you need to, another room. Make sure your desk is clear, there's no clutter. Make sure what you have open is what you are trying to work on. If you can, use some form of blocking app which may block social media sites if you find yourself scrolling on like Facebook or whatever. Download something like that. The second thing to do is to set yourself a timer, even if it is just 30 minutes, and make sure those 30 minutes you are focused on that one task in hand. You can then begin adding more time to this, say 40, 50 minutes, even 1 hour. And over time, that focus muscle is going to develop a hell of a lot, and you'll be able to produce more work in an hour than most produce in a week. And you'll get more done than you can possibly imagine. So the second habit is to quit snacking on high-calorie foods. This one's pretty simple. As soon as the desire comes up, do something to distract yourself as soon as possible. It doesn't have to be anything to do with food. Do 20 push-ups, go for a walk, have a big glass of water. Simply replace that habit with a better one that you want to develop. You just have to be self-aware before the habit happens. The second step to quit snacking on these high-calorie foods is to simply not buy them in. The next habit is to get up earlier. Now, most people want to get up earlier, it's just the doing, which is the hard part. And believe me, I have struggled with this all my life. I love a good lie-in. The solution is to just do it. You can get up early as you want, on as many days as you want. It's a choice that you make, and you follow up with that choice by, as soon as your alarm going off, or as soon as you wake up, getting out of bed. Doing something which will get your blood flowing will really help too. And after a few days of doing this, you will automatically wake up at the same time. So again, going back to the push-ups, this could be a fantastic exercise that you do first thing before doing anything, before checking your phone. Get out of bed, perform 10, 20 push-ups. Boom, a few days into this, you've created that habit. In fact, soon you will find you don't even need an alarm to wake up. So some key points if you want to wake up earlier. Number one, get up as soon as your alarm goes off. Don't hang about in bed checking your Facebook. Number two, get up and do something which is going to get your blood flowing, like some push-ups or a cold shower. That will wake you up. Or go for a walk. If you're in another country where there's sunlight is a fantastic way to make yourself feel more awake and have more energy in the morning. Of course, in England, we don't have that. And the third point for waking up earlier is you can use different alarms and put your alarm on the other side of the room. I would advise against using a phone alarm. You can also get some Lumi lamps that basically light up your room to gradually wake you up and get that sort of sunlight, which you don't get here in the UK. So the next habit is sleeping more effectively. Again, this is something I've struggled with most of my life, and really the best thing you can do is create some sort of routine that you do every night before bed. If you have to be looking at a screen, buying some form of blue light blocking glasses, it's going to hugely help your sleep, because hopefully you know by now looking at your screens before bed is going to stop your quality of sleep. Also, something which will really help is getting to bed within an hour of the same time every single night. If you don't go out for a mad one, that is cool, but wake up at the same time you would normally wake up and get back into that routine as soon as possible. Do this for just 2 or 3 weeks and you will see a huge amount of return in your energy throughout your day and what you can get done in your day with your focus too. And the last habit I want to talk about now is laziness. So the degree that you are lazy each day, or the degree that you put effort into things, is completely down to you. In fact, this habit shouldn't even be on the list. But unfortunately, we tend to be a bit more lazy with what we do each day, and we get comfortable doing the same things. And it's an all too common one that people ask me to help them with. The enemy in the laziness habit is yourself. How do I stop being lazy? Just stop being lazy. So if you've listened to this whole video, you'll have received some huge value on how to break your bad habits, build good ones, focus more, eat better, wake up earlier. Do those things, your laziness will decrease. In fact, you will find that you're not lazy.